Hi, and welcome to Child Development 2013, which is titled Introduction to Child Development. Now, that might seem a little backwards because most people see that intro in there and think it's going to be their first child development course, an intro to the program. But as you already know, because you already took it, the intro to the program is the Child Development Professional, because in that one you learned a lot of things that you really need to know immediately to be working in childcare, right? And so some of them were things that you already know. Some of them were hopefully things that if you didn't, you started implementing really quickly. And that usually is the case. I get people telling me, oh, I'm already trying this that's DAP. And I had to use this ethical issue and refer to the code of, or I had this ethical issue and refer to the code of conduct. So, it was a lot of things really fast, as you know, that we just want to make sure that you know as you're in the field. So then what we've got our intro to child development. And so it's not an intro to the program, it's an introduction to the ideas of child development, of learning how children develop, sorry. So we're going to spend a lot of time in this class on the physical, cognitive, and social emotional development of young children and the patterns and the theories that we see there. So that's what this class is about. As you already know, probably, I am Mrs. Sturgeon, your instructor, and I'm just going to do a quick Canvas refresher. Even though you've used Canvas before, I encourage you to watch this in case there's any new information or anything that has changed. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, and here we're in the student view of your homepage for this class. So here you've got your menu. If you can't see it, you want to hit this toggle switch, and there it is. So this is the home page that we'll look at here in just a minute. Your grades, which I hope you're checking often to keep up with not only what your grade is, but any comment, because there's going to be messages here. And as you'll see in another video, I spend a lot of time on that feedback. It's one of the ways that I teach, since this isn't an in-person with lectures class, one of the ways that I teach is by giving feedback on those in those submission comments and on papers. So that's why I want to make sure you're checking these. Then you've got your syllabus. And this is a list of your assignments, but it's not your syllabus. Your syllabus is what you get when you click right here, and it gives you important information not only about the course, but about campus policies. So make sure that you check that out. And then we've got our modules. So you've noticed, let me go back to home real quick first. You've seen so far at least 4 ways that you can get to assignments without going through modules. You've got this menu over here, which is awesome because it's your to-do list. And when you turn something in, it checks it off. So that's good. You've got your calendar here that's going to show, if you're in multiple classes, it's going to show a calendar of all your due dates. And when you submit something, there's a line through it, and that's very satisfying. You can also go to syllabus to see due dates, and you can go to grades to see assignments. Those are all handy to check on something or once you've already been through the module. But you don't want to go straight to any of these places to get your assignments. You want to start every Tuesday. That's when new modules open, is on Tuesdays. You want to start every Tuesday by going to the modules page. Because, and we'll get to this one in a bit, that's where you're going to get the information you need for the week. You can't see right now because I'm in student view and I don't have them already. Let me show you. Okay, so for this week, I don't have a start here page because you've got 2 assignments. It says multiple choice scavenger hunt. It's send me an inbox message. You've got till Tuesday to do those. But then if you look at week 2, you have notes to myself. But you're gonna have a start here page, and it's gonna tell you what you need to read, what you need to watch for the week, things like that. Where if you go to any of those other places where you can get straight to your assignments, you're not going to see all that. And I have had students before who got to the end of a semester and it had been clear that they had not been seeing those. So, and they missed some learning materials. And really, I was impressed with that they kept up in the way that they did, not having had some of those, but they did get to the point where they were totally lost on some things that were needed. So make sure that you're always going to the start here's. It's going to be hard to reference course materials in some of your writings if you've never even seen the course materials. So go to modules. Um, Here's the homepage again. My office hours have changed a little bit this semester. On Mondays and Thursdays, they're 10 to 1. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they're 11:30 to 1:30 and 3 to 4. Hopefully, I know most of you are working full time, so hopefully this is when kids might be napping or eating lunch. And if you've got a quick question, you can just hop on that Zoom and ask me questions. Or, of course, you're welcome to call if it's during these hours or stop by my office if it's during these hours. But like I said, I know most of you are working, so the virtual office hours are what usually seem to work for people. So you will, oh, sorry. So the reason, like I said, I know most of you are working full time. So that's why I also offer this Thursday evening from 8 to 9 and this Sunday from 5 to 6. And this one is not an off hour one, but it is also virtual only because I work from home on Fridays. So just know, I know that, um, you know, this might be the only time you have when you maybe you can't hop on while you're at work. So I've got this, and I know a lot of you are doing homework on the weekends, so that's why I've got this one. Speaking of doing homework on the weekends, I do recommend that even if you know you're not going to be able to do your homework till Saturday or Sunday, you go to that module on Tuesday and see what's in store for the week. Because sometimes you'll learn on Tuesday, hey, while you're at work this week, you need to be talking to your director and asking this question, or you need to be observing this in a child, or there'll be assignments that are related to things you need to do at work. And if you wait till the weekend to even look at that, you're going to end up being late. So make sure you do that. My phone number is up here. Like I said, you can call this during office hours. Um, just know that it's easier, I think, to Zoom because then we can share screens and see each other and stuff like that. But also know that um, if it's not these office hours, I'm not there. And like, if you call on a Thursday and after office hours, I'm not even going to know that you called until Monday because I work from home on Fridays. So, phone is not always the most reliable way, but you're welcome to use it if you're more comfortable with that. And of course, Canvas Inbox, which we cover in another page. But Canvas Inbox is a great form of communication. Just be thorough when you ask questions, because that way I can answer them quicker. You know, if you're thorough in your answer, I can write you back immediately sometimes. Or, you know, here's a scenario. If you write me at 9 o'clock at night when you're doing your homework, but I've already shut down for the night, and then I see it the next morning, you can have a response the next time you open your computer. But if you're not thorough, then maybe you write me 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Well, I don't see it till you're already at work Wednesday morning. So you don't get my response saying, hey, I need clarification until Wednesday night. And then maybe I'm not able to respond to that until the next morning again. And so it just, what could have been a really quick thing turns into a 2-day process sometimes. So just, just be thorough in your questions and inbox. Okay, I think that's our quick Canvas tour. You're going to see other videos when you get into your modules because you're going to start at Welcome to Class, and there's going to be a video in Start Here. There's a video in Field Experiences. This you probably already watched all the videos for, but they are there. There's Portfolio Projects has a video, so does Class Discussions. And where did it go? Oh, information for incorporating sources. That used to be called APA resources or APA information, but I have a brand new video from me personally, not just links, for you to watch in there, so make sure that you watch that. Okay, I hope that you're excited for our journey in this class. You are going to learn a lot about how children development and do some observations of children in your care or in a facility where you can do some field experiences. So again, welcome to class. I hope we have a great semester.